Hello friend, after many days, again back to the video, UGC NET Psychology UNIT Part 1, short notes. Today from statistics, some of the next points we learned today. And there is, we have learned from something interesting. That is, the topic of regression, correlation and factor analysis. And this is exam oriented, it's very short and clear. It's exactly in UGC NET Psychology style, simple language plus perfect for scoring. UGC NET Psychology Statistics, Correlation, Regression, Factor Analysis. Super easy notes plus the key points also are given here. You can learn that for exam purpose also. First, let's see correlation. Correlation shows the degree plus direction of relation between two variables. What is the difference between two variables? Let's explain. Types of correlation. First is positive correlation. Like both will be increasing, that is called positive correlation. And negative correlation, one increase, other will be decreasing. The zero correlation means there is no relationship at all in this. So these are the three types of correlation we are seeing. Again, let's see. First is positive, second is negative correlation, and the third is zero correlation. And there is something called correlation coefficient. We represent as R, and the range is -1 to +1. +1 here means +1, perfect positive, and -1 means perfect negative, and 0 if it comes, we can say that there is no relationship in between them. And the correlations does not mean causation. That doesn't mean that there is some cause. We cannot say like that also. The second one is product moment correlation. So Pearson's R is used when data is interval or it's in ratio, like a linear relationship between like the variables, or normally it is distributed. Okay, and here the formula is very conceptual. Okay, so that is the thing we are seeing is something interesting. The formula will be like just conceptual, and R is equal to the fraction of test convenience, and it's text or ST means standard deviation into standard deviation y. Most commonly used in psychology. This is the equation formula most commonly used in the psychology. The third is rank order correlation. The sphere means RHO. It's used when data is ordinal. Ranks instead of raw scores. It's non-parametric also. Here the formula is about RHO is equal to 1 minus fraction or sum d raised to 2 n raised to 2 minus 1. 4 is partial correlation. If you see the partial correlation, the examines correlation between two variables while controlling a third variable. This is we seen partial correlation. It's used when researcher wants to eliminate the effect of a confounding variable. For example, relation between IQ and achievement, controlling socioeconomic status. The fifth one is multiple correlation. We use and denote using the big R. The correlation between one dependent variable y and two or more predictors like x1, x2. Range 0 to 1, never negative. Example, achievement predicted from IQ plus motivation plus study hours. 6. Special correlation, like it's very important for NET exam. Type of correlation when used variables. Whistler artificially dichotomized variable, one artificial dichotomy plus one continuous. Point Whistler naturally dichotomous variable, one true dichotomy plus one continuous. Tetrachoric, both variables artificially dichotomized, two artificial dichotomies. P coefficient like pi, both variables truly dichotomous, two true dichotomies. Net tip, point visceral, natural or male or female. Visceral, artificial, cut, pass or fail. Pi, both natural. Tetrachoric, both artificial. Seventh one is regression analysis. Regression is equal to like prediction. Okay, simple linear regression predicts one dependent variable y using one predictor x. The equation is y is equal to a plus b big X, where a is equal to the intercept, the small b is equal to slope, change in y for 1 unit change in the big X. Here let's see the multiple regression. It predicts y from two or more predictors. The equation is y is equal to a plus b underscore 1x underscore 1 plus b underscore 2x underscore 2 plus b underscore 3 into x. The importance is it shows relative contribution of predictors, uses beta weight beta for compensation, uses big R variance explained by predictors. Here R squared R raised to 2. Proportion of variance explained. For example, R raised to 2 is equal to 0.40 is equal to 40% of the dependent variable dv is explained by predictors. Very common net question it is. Okay. The eighth one is factor analysis. It is used to reduce large number of variables into small meaningful factors. For example, 20 personality traits, we change just 5 factors. Assumption of factor analysis, adequate sample size, km is raised to 60. Correlations exist between variables. Bartlett test significant. Variables should be metric. Interval and ratio. No multicollinearity. Methods of factor extraction. The first is principal component analysis, PCA. Most commonly used is reduced data components. Principal axis factoring, PAF, used for researching latent constructs. Maximum likelihood allows statistical testing, requires normal distribution. Here the factor rotation is a very important point. Rotation improves interpretability of factors. First one, orthogonal rotation. Factors remain uncorrelated. The methods will be Varimax, is very common, Quatermax and Ecomax. Three things, Varimax, Quatermax and Ecomax. Second one is oblique rotation. Its factors allowed are direct oblimin Promax. Okay. These are two things. Some tips I have for you to better. In tip, psychology constructs are usually correlated. To use oblique rotation. What is the interpretation of factors? Let's look at factor leading. Relation between variables and factor. 30 is equal to acceptable, 50 is good, and 70 plus is excellent. Here we can see that eigenvalues raised to Kaiser's rule, the screen point where curve levels off, number of factors to keep. An ultra short revision, for example, let's see. Pearson's R is equal to interval data linear, experiments RHS ranks, partial correlation controls third variable, multiple correlation big R, it predicts from many variables, Bissell artificial dichotomies. Point Bissell true dichotomy, tetrachoric two artificial dichotomies, pH two true dichotomies, regression prediction, factor analysis, Varimax orthogonal, Promax oblique, binomial retained. Thank you. I hope you are learning. Promax oblique, remember.